Hello, everybody, and welcome to another live stream. So this is our midweek kind of event here, talking about been talking about the blues this week, minor blues. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that and a few progressions and things in general that are great to start out with if you're a beginner, but also great fun to play on if you've been playing for a long period of time. All right, so just remind folks to like and subscribe and turn on notifications and all that. All right, and I welcome your comments and questions. I will be keeping my eye on the chat, and I'll be here for about 30 minutes or so. So talk a little bit about blues and the blues progression. So I had a podcast earlier this week and did a couple of shorts this week on either kind of playing on the blues or demonstrating a few items, or not really items, but concepts for playing. And one I talked a little bit about, which I'll expand on a little bit here, is the predominant chord in C minor for C minor blues. So we'll talk a little bit about kind of what that is and where that comes from. So a predominant chord comes just before the dominant seventh. So this is the G7, so that'll be the 5 chord in the key of C minor. So outlining those changes, is an important aspect, or something that you want to be able to kind of negotiate on the changes there. So how might we do that? Well, we know we have certain notes in here that are part of the chord themselves, which we can play as single tones and create our own lines out of those. But then that gives us 4 notes, so not a very large 4 notes. So that's not a very large palette of tones to create lines out of. So we can choose maybe add a single tone to it. Let's check that sound out. So let's add the 9. And what are we left with there? Well, we had 4 notes originally, added a note. So that would be the 2 or the 9. So you can think of that as dominant pentatonic, right? And that particular scale is very similar to major pentatonic, with really just one difference. So let's see, play in this position. So if I had a major, A flat major pentatonic, then I would have the 13 or the 6 rather than the flat 7. So if you take a major pentatonic and rather than playing that note, go up a half step to G flat. So F to F, G flat rather than F there. So that's a nice way to outline the A flat 9 type chord. So be sure to check out dominant pentatonics. I'm sure you'd find some things on the internet. You might also find information on that as a mode of minor pentatonic, minor 6 pentatonic. So under that same kind of, just to maybe expand on that a little bit further, you might take something like F minor pentatonic, right? And then we'll get into the sharp 11 here in a little bit later. But actually, I don't want to get too far into the weeds on different scale names and things. And one thing I'll mention too is to perhaps just kind of throw this out as a perspective maybe shift or something, is to see if you can explore sounds and tones and then find out what the common name or conventional name is for it after the fact, rather than getting it flipped around, like thinking the I think I mentioned the Lydian dominant on this. So you might think, okay, well, what if I had kind of a scale, that fits this, right? But I want to accommodate this D natural. So then just think of a shift, from, rather than D flat, D natural. And try to approach it as a kind of musical problem-solving thing, rather than memorizing the scales and then learning them. Although I think that could certainly be beneficial in a starting point. But it's almost like in my lessons, I have this poster that I think my wife bought for me, or a family member, and it's got just a bunch of diagrams of chords, right? And I oftentimes I'll see a student referring over to that. If I say, hey, play an E chord, I look over at the poster, and I think of it as really kind of more of a decorative thing. And so kind of knowing how to construct an E chord and why it's different than E minor, and why E is the root note. And of course, we all have to start somewhere. So of course, memorizing the shape of it and getting to know it is important. But as you progress, try to kind of understand the whys and the hows of how this is kind of constructed. All right, so I'll remind folks to like and subscribe here. Hope you're enjoying the content in general. Join us on this kind of journey to getting to the truth of, or trying to find, truth and real steps in learning music and improvisation, kind of without shortcuts and with just kind of getting into it, kind of getting our hands dirty and getting into rhythm, getting into time, getting into harmony and melody, and kind of have to, what they say, kind of pay your dues, on technique and a little bit of everything. So hopefully I can help you on your journey on that. But kind of the point I'm trying to make in general here is try to get inside the sound of the predominant. And think about some, kind of famous tunes that are in minor blues. So I did a short a few days ago on the intro for Equinox, and I believe the recording is in C sharp minor. When I play gigs on that tune, I play it in C sharp minor, but you might end up playing it in C minor. I believe that might be what the real book has. But either way, it's totally valid to play it in really any key. But you'll hear, in the tune, the kind of the melody, right? You kind of hear this note coming in, right? And then the melody comes in again. Okay, so that is a clue, and from learning from recordings over the years, I would really recommend just digging into those recordings and say, oh, so he's playing D there. It may be important to play a D, or it may be something to consider to play a D natural on that sound of the predominant. And that's a mode of the melodic minor, E flat melodic minor. So those are some things to check out. So as far as transcribing and learning tunes, to really go to that source and to really work with the medium of music itself, and in conjunction with the visual lead sheets and stuff like that, that can be helpful. But I would definitely recommend making an effort to do it right from the start. And blues is great because it's fairly accessible to learn. I remember I believe on there are quite a few examples of John Coltrane really clearly outlining in his lines the predominant and the dominant on minor blues. So, all right. So, if you are watching, give me a quick hello, and also let me know what you've been working on, whether it's on this channel or any other channel. In some just kind of general news, I've been working on a book, which actually I just released. I'm gonna show you the cover of that in a moment. We've got a link to that in the description. And it's related to C minor blues drills and stuff like that. I had fully intended to warm up a little bit and drink that tea before starting in on this talk, but just didn't quite work out that way. So I'm gonna do a little jamming, and I may share with you some of the excerpts from the book. Let me see if I can show you, and I'll talk a little bit about the concept on that too. See if I can show you. I had this kind of set up here. All right. Okay. Let me explain the title. So hopefully it's not confusing or anything. So melodic, meaning that these are single note lines, and then C minor blues for the progression. And then drills. So these are kind of repeatable drills and really based on kind of ear training and as practicing, while practicing. And well, I will say that all practice, just on that topic, all practice, um, I would recommend to involve ear training, um, or just engagement of your ear. But we'll get into that in a minute. But I'm gonna maybe take a moment. I feel like I've been talking a lot, so I'm gonna play a little bit. Got the Maine outdoors. Hello, how's it going? Maine is a really great place. Pretty cool. Love the outdoors out there, and all right. So welcome to the channel. Okay, I'm gonna play a little bit. I'm gonna mute my microphone and just kind of jam a little bit here. Okay, so talk a little bit about minor blues and drill. So the basic concept I've had behind this this book is to have it's sort of a kind of a coming together of several things that I've been thinking about as far as teaching jazz and all this is, I think one of the issues with getting into the scales and the chords is to really integrate it all and kind of put it together. So what I have done here is created some drills and things that have you putting the chord tones on strong beats and the non-chord tones on weak beats, and it goes through, 5 note or just the arpeggio, and then 5 note scales, and 6 notes and 7 notes, and then 8 notes. So you can think of those as pentatonic, hexatonic, heptatonic. Those are just kind of your standard 7 note scales. So never hear anybody say heptatonic, so I'll just throwing that out there. But and then 8 note scales, and as a general kind of thing, you would think maybe octatonic scales, but that's often associated with diminished as a specific 8 note scale. But the bebop scales are 8 note type scales. So it kind of takes you through all that: 4 notes, 5 notes, 6 notes, 7 notes, 8 notes. And so, so let's say we have, and it takes through the inversion. So if we have this A flat 7, if I start on third inversion, I'm just going to kind of read off my book here. So you could set a iReal Pro or Band in a Box or something and play from that. And then we go through, the next one having, kind of 5 notes. And then use the kind of the and of the beat to play one of those non-chord tones. So you can take this concept and run with it, but if you want all the specific drills in the tablature, then check out the book in the description. So this would be like, so you have the chords going, maybe rhythm section. And then you can repeat that, and you'll, it's really important, and I make notes at the beginning of it, to play the rhythms that are notated, which are notated on the standard notation as well as the tablature notation as well. All right, so let's see, checking out the next one here. So these are what you might say, they're starting on the third, so kind of first inversion from the perspective of the chord itself. So you have okay, so what's happening there is you're landing on strong beats each time as you go through. All right, so that's kind of the concept. So you could run with that, do all the inversions of the chords from the progression, but that's what it does. It takes, there's 16 pages, each one with 5 drills of 4-note, 5-note, 6-note, 7-note, 8-note thing. So that way, when you're playing through the progression itself, you'll internalize these drills, and you'll hear it, and you'll tend to land on the strong beats. And that's not to say that you always have to or want to land on chord tones on strong beats, but it will really help to get that sound of the chord across, so that you sound like you know your changes and all that. All right, everybody. Well, I do plan to put out a video later this week relating to this topic, and so I think I'm going to make it pretty similar to the melody lesson videos that I've done in the past. And so I think I'll do a little solo up front, and then kind of talk about it and share, probably through the screen, share parts of this of these drills and with the tablature on the screen. So be sure to check that out. Show you that book cover again. All right, so yeah, I'm just gonna hang out here for another about 5 minutes. My Fret Prince mug is coming in, I think next week, so hopefully I'll be using that for next time. Thanks for joining or re-watching the video. Appreciate that. And thanks for subscribing and liking, and your comments are most appreciated. So maybe I'll do a little more noodling. Okay, everybody. So I'll mention that I will work at another live stream on Sunday morning. So if all goes to plan, I will schedule that the day before. So visit me here on the channel at 10:30 a.m. on Sunday. So I'll play a little bit and talk and hopefully chat with folks. But also keep an eye out for a video, and hopefully that will all come together within the day or two, Friday or Saturday. So keep an eye out for that. And another couple things I'm working towards updating some of the visuals on the channel. So to update some thumbnails. So I've been experimenting with that a little bit. If you've checked out the Cantaloupe Island video, that one, the new thumbnail may show up from time to time. So I'll see how that goes. I'm kind of testing it out. I don't want folks to kind of lose the videos or not know where they are because of the thumbnail, but maybe that's not a thing anyway. Shouldn't worry about it. But thanks for checking this out. You can really help out the channel in many ways. You can join the member area. You can simply make a comment or have a question. And of course, like and subscribe and turn on notifications. I'm going to try to grow and spread the word on just kind of learning improvisation on guitar, in the jazz tradition, and get everybody kind of up and running if they aren't already, or maybe moving through more advanced topics and things like that. But hopefully you'll join us for this journey in general. All right, everybody, have a great practice session, and I will see you all in the next one.